here with,
Ben Parsons.
and we're going to talk about some Browns and the devastating Ohio State Buckeyes. So let's start off with something, some good news first,
Yeah.
because let's start off the show with some good stuff. Deshaun Watson's coming back.
Yeah.
Better yet, before we get to that, Jacoby Brissett, the way he ended his Browns tenure was amazing.
Yeah.
How do you think this will affect him down the road?
I think he definitely earned himself a starting job on like a bad team next year, like a team who doesn't have a quarterback like how we started off this year. He could definitely go start for them right now. Like there's a lot there's some definitely some teams he could be the starter right now. I mean, easily like the Texans, the Panthers, the Falcons, like all those teams. He's better than he could start on the Titans. He's better than Ryan Tannehill. He's better than a lot of not a lot, but he's better than there's some quarterbacks he could easily take their spot right now.
I feel like he's middle of the pack, and he proved it this year.
Yeah, I think he definitely like he kind of. I mean, he played a little better than I expected, but he proved like he's. I didn't expect him. He's not an elite quarterback, but he didn't play terrible. But you seen like a lot of games and stuff. Like he didn't put up like amazing numbers, but he was basically the quarterback that we needed our defense to step up and him just to do enough to get the win, but
Our defense didn't do
it didn't
enough.
step up, and with the average quarterback, that doesn't go well together.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see from our record, but I think he could definitely be a starting quarterback next year.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe so. The Commanders, y'all need to go get that boy,
Oh yeah,
Jacoby.
easily he could start
Yeah,
on them. There's
that'll be a good team.
what I think whatever team doesn't get like a top pick this year and get one of the top three quarterbacks, they're gonna end up getting him next year
Yeah, yeah,
because he
like
could definitely hold you down. Like he did some good stuff this year. He just I think his weakness is definitely when it comes to being like mobile and stuff and everything. Like mobile, that's he's not really too good with that. He takes probably a little too many sacks. There's a lot of times this year where he just took sacks. Like I get he's not really mobile or nothing, but like I feel like he could have thrown the ball away sometimes, and he just took the sack. And I think that's definitely where you see the improvement with Deshaun Watson, where he won't go down as easy, where he'll throw it away better.
mm,
But I think that's Jacoby's weakness. But overall, he's not a bad quarterback. He could definitely get the job done for you. He put a good team on him. You put him on a team with a great defense, he could lead you to a winning record.
I agree.
I don't think he'll lead you to. He's not going to lead you to a deep playoff run, but he could get you to that wild card game.
He can. He
He
can.
he could hold it down for you till you get your franchise
New
quarterback.
York Jets, y'all need a quarterback called
Well,
Jacoby.
I don't know. There one dude went off
Oh,
last game, Mike White.
Mike White.
He put up some numbers.
He did. He did. Mike White, but sometimes backups do that. Like
Who
uh,
knows though? I mean, he
Hickey, what's his name? Hinkney.
oh
You know
Chad Henneke.
Henneke
Yeah,
from Washington. Yeah,
yeah.
he's good.
Who knows though? I mean, it might be the start of him. I mean, think about it when I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady, but think about it like when Tom Brady had to go in the game. He was this what seventh round draft pick, or is it only 6 rounds? There's seven,
Six.
six, whatever he was. He was. I remember he was the last pick. People probably thought the same thing when he had a good game. Like, oh, he just had a one good game. Turns out he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Mhm.
So obviously, I'm not saying Mike White is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's had some good games this year, so he
Mhm.
could be their franchise quarterback right now.
Mm.
He definitely needs to prove himself more, but he's on a good trend. He's on a good trend for sure. Same thing like with Aaron Rodgers when he took Brett Favre's spot and all that. Like it's happened in the past. These guys
It
who you don't
definitely did.
expect to be great turn out to be great. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying he will be,
Russell.
but
Russell.
yeah, except he's in a bad year this year.
Oh yeah,
In the
he
past, though, he did get it. But
yeah.
back to our question, back to what we wanted to ask you. What I wanted to ask you was, do you think Deshaun Watson will still be elite?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll still be elite. I think he's gonna show out. The reason being, the world is about to be against him on Sunday.
Yeah.
All half of his accusers is gonna be there, at the game.
They're having. They said, well,
They might be all of them. And they might sit right behind the goalpost.
If they do that, that's messed up. But I know they said there's for sure 10 of them coming with the attorney who represented them.
Like, they're gonna sit right behind the goalpost.
They're definitely gonna be near the sideline.
Yeah, they're going to be there.
I feel like they're gonna do some like type of protest effort, just have a sign or something, just like
instead of having the one, y'all know the little hand signs, the little things. Instead of
fingers.
The fingers, they're gonna go like this. They're gonna have one of these.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna do something. They're definitely gonna do something. He's gonna have to block it out. He's gonna have to block the noise out. See where
because if I had haters coming, I'm showing out. I don't care.
On top of all them, you got the whole crowd that's gonna be against him. They're not happy with the way he left. They're not happy with the way he left. Like,
if I'm trying to tell y'all, we about to see something that we never seen before.
So it's if he
count it right here. If I'm wrong, I won't make another show. No, I'm just playing. I need to.
The thing is though, I don't know if if he blocks out this noise and has a great game, then he'll be everywhere on SportsCenter and all. No matter what, he's gonna be on sports. That's the thing I'm afraid of. Is like he doesn't have the best game for his first game, which it's not gonna worry me, but social media is gonna. They're gonna blow it out of proportion, like all that and everything.
If he do bad, they about to go crazy.
I know,
on
but
him.
The thing is,
he shouldn't have never played. All his accusers was there. He got nervous.
Yeah, you can't really though like take this game like and say like, oh, he's just gonna be bad and all. He's playing at his old team for his first game back in almost 2 years.
He's juiced up. I know he's hot.
And on top of all that, he just had to deal with all that stuff, and the people who accuse him is gonna be in the crowd. Like he's got a lot of stuff. Like he's got to try and block out mentally.
I think his mindset is, I'm about to go stupid on these people. Like
I hope so.
They've been downing me for the last 2 years. I'm about to show you who DW is.
I hope he goes off and puts up over 300 yards. That'd be
300.
That'd be a heck of a start. But if he doesn't, I will not be too surprised if he has not the greatest game. I'm not going to be worried. If he goes every game this year and doesn't have the greatest game, the last 6 games, then I'll be worried. But with this being his first game back in so long and having to deal with all that, he's probably in the worst possible situation for a first game back. So if he doesn't have the best start, I'm not going to be worried. I want to see a few games before I'd start to worry, which I think he will have a good start.
I don't think it's just my opinion. I don't think he's going to do bad at all.
Yeah,
I feel like
so. Yeah, I think he's definitely an elite quarterback. I think he's got weapons, more weapons than he's ever had in his life. I mean, Amari Cooper, indeed, he had a great receiver before, but he's also got David Njoku, who's this year taking a huge leap and proving to be one of the best tight ends.
He's top 5. If he didn't get hurt and he would have played, I think he would have been probably top 5.
He's really going off this year. Like this has really been a breakout season for him. And so, and on top of all of that, he has Nick Chubb to rely on to not have to stress about as much. So he's got more weapons than he ever has. And Donovan Peoples-Jones is a solid receiver. So he doesn't just have one receiver. He's like to run the offense through. He's got some other weapons. He's got a good offensive line. So I think he's just going to excel. And I'm hoping next year they improve. Like they go out there and get a slot receiver for him. But
you're not sold on David Bell?
I mean, he's just young. Like I think you just gotta give him some time to develop. But I think you should get a veteran guy next year who could give you a good 2 seasons while David Bell tries to figure his way out. And hopefully the defense can figure it out because they've shown. Yes, they played bad this year, but there's been 2 games where they played great. The Bengals in this past game, they showed you they can be a great defense because those aren't terrible teams. The Bengals are right now in the playoffs, and we shut them down. For some reason, we always play best against the Bengals, but they also shut Tom Brady out. And yeah, he's aging and all that, but it's still Tom Brady at the end of the day.
That's still a good.
That's still Tom Brady. And so they've shown you they can be a great defense. They can make plays. they just gotta whatever that mental block is or something, they gotta get it out and they gotta figure out a way to make it consistent and hopefully end the year on a consistent good defense to
Mhm.
give us some more clarity going into the next season of what needs to happen.
They had added motivation last week because they knew it was Jacoby's last game. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're gonna do the same thing with DW come. They're gonna have added motivation because they want to show Deshaun like, yeah, we here, we got your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel
they
like
just gotta play together and they need to figure it out. And these last 6 games are gonna be Joe Woods like trial. If the defense doesn't get it together, he's gone next year. If he could
I still think
somehow,
he's gone.
if there's a yeah, he still might be, but say we win out the rest of the season, that might be his chance of staying. If the defense plays good and we win out all the rest of our games, these last 6, he might have a shot at staying. Will he? I really don't know. But if we win out, it makes it a harder decision, I think, for injury bearing stuff. But if we lose, he's gone. I think if we lose one or more, he's out. He's gone.
Because if you look at the schedule's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not the most. We don't have the most difficult schedule left.
Mm-mm.
Where you got. I think the Ravens and Bengals are last toughest teams.
Yeah, Ravens and Bengals, and I feel like we can beat them with Deshaun.
Yeah, both of them are beatable teams. It's not like we're playing the Bills or the Chiefs or something like that. Like those are winnable games. They're good teams, but they're winnable games. So I think Deshaun, though, I think he will be elite still, and I think like I don't know. I think just him being like the type of quarterback he is, like it's just gonna take us to a whole nother level because he can now go and lead you on those drives when you need it. He can go out there and make the throws when you need it and all that. Before we're down at the end of the game, we're like, man, Jacoby, that was his weakness too. He struggled a lot at the end of the game.
Deep ball, he can't throw the deep ball.
Deshaun he's very active and has a cannon on him, but Baker couldn't lead you to a game-winning drive. I can only remember one drive where Baker led us to the game-winning drive against the Bengals that one time to Donovan Peoples-Jones when he scored that touchdown. Like we've never had a quarterback who could go lead that game-winning drive.
Right
now we can, and that's the thing again about Jacoby. Is like I said, how he was just an average quarterback. He didn't put up the most amazing stats. He wasn't going for no 300 yards every game and all that and everything, but he still did his job. But I think last game, like it was going into like the third quarter, halftime or something, and he had like 96 yards. So like that's not really a winning formula when your quarterback's having 96 yards. But like we said, we knew what Jacoby was. We weren't expecting him to be an elite quarterback, but Deshaun, you do expect to be elite. So I think having a quarterback that can do all of that, lead you to those game-winning drives, be more mobile, make smarter throws, see the field better and all that, will make the Browns a lot better team. And I think he's definitely going to be elite.
That don't mean drop Jacoby Brissett in your fantasy, y'all. You don't know what might happen. Yeah. You don't know, so don't drop Jacoby. Jacoby been good on fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, you really only had Deshaun with the Texans, like his last season, they went 4-12. But you got to remember that was also the season when that was their first year without DeAndre Hopkins. So that was their whole offense was D-Hop. And they still had Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller. Those are good receivers, but they're not really elite. But that just goes to show you though the type of quarterback he is, because even with all that and everything, them having a 4-12 record, I'm almost positive that's the year he led the NFL in passing yards. He had the best season of his career
on the worst team.
On the team that they went 4-12. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league that year, and they went 4-12. So that just goes to show you it wasn't his fault. That defense was probably the worst defense ever.
It had to be.
He threw for 4,823 yards, 33 touchdowns, and only 7 interceptions. Like that's a great year for a quarterback. That is an elite year, and they went 4-12. He can only do so much.
And not to be a Debbie Downer, but there was another guy they were like horrible. It was a team that was horrible, but he had good stats. But they were saying, oh, he got those off of garbage time. They getting blown out. So now he checking it down, getting big yards, trying to get to come back. People were saying that too. That he got those stats through garbage time. Like
I don't.
I don't believe that, but
You don't put up over 4,000 yards with garbage time throws.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you don't lead the league in passing yards and all that. 33 touchdowns and only seven
Seven.
interceptions. Like that's absolutely amazing. Like that's an elite. That's a franchise quarterback right there. Like
Yeah.
no, and before that, the past seasons when they had great records, what was it? They won 11-5 and 10-6 before the other two seasons before that, and he had great stats, and that's with the help. And they went to the playoffs, and they lost both years, but you know what he can do, and he can lead you to a great season, and he's definitely an elite quarterback, and I think he'll continue it. And I'm not gonna let his last season with the Texans make me doubt him or nothing, because like we see his stats, he put up amazing stats, like amazing stats for that 2020 season. Your quarterback can only do so much. Like if your quarterback's putting up those numbers and you're still losing, your defense is
the defense. Y'all have to step up. Y'all got y'all guy that's running the ship now. Y'all have to protect him.
yeah.
Like get turnovers, get him some good yards, man. Like y'all can't throw it on him right away. He has to have not a smooth transition, but he hasn't played in 700. I think it was 709 days.
It's coming up on 2 years.
Yeah,
It's
2
coming
years.
up. It's getting close.
So y'all have to do good on defense, man. Y'all have to come together, man. Like, all right, Deshaun's here. Now we gotta play our best football. Like y'all can't slack off now. Like we seen a little bit of what y'all can do, but now y'all gotta take it even another notch now. So
And I think a lot of people might ask that question for the Browns, like, oh, well, the Texans had a bad defense and Deshaun was playing late. So what makes you think elite? What makes you think that the Browns will be better with him? Because the Browns are playing bad defense. So
we're only bad because of the communication and the scheme.
I think there's definitely a difference when it comes to us.
Because we have talent.
We have a way better roster than the Texans had that 2020 season. We have good defensive players. They're just, I think it's mental at this point. They're just not putting it. Obviously, it comes down to coaching too, but they're just not putting it together. Texans didn't have good defensive players that year. They had J.J. Watt, and that was it. And that was literally it. That's like the Browns, their 2018 season or something, when it was Myles Garrett first year. That's the type of defense they had that year.
Oh.
Like when we had literally Myles Garrett and no one.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have no one. We have a team. We have a way better roster. I think they'll be able to get it together, especially next season too. But I'm still focused on this season. Like we said, we went out. There's a shot at that wild card game. We gotta keep winning though. We started this week. We got our win. Now it comes down to this. Can't lose another game now. They can't lose another game. But now I think it's time.
It's time.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I know you don't want to talk about it. I didn't want to call you because I knew you was. I knew Ben was at home crying in the pillow and boo-hooing.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't call you. So I gave you a day. Even me and Brian was talking about like that Monday. You know, we gave you some time to grieve. Yeah. You know, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the loss, bro.
It was bad. It was really
Ohio State, man. How y'all fumbled a bag like that, bro? Like, bro, they fumbled the bag. Now all I've been hearing, Michigan, the place to be. I ain't trying to blow down on Michigan or Detroit, but Michigan beat Ohio State. I was flabbergasted.
They didn't just beat us. They destroyed us.
JJ, what's his name? JJ. What was the quarterback name? Huh?
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy looked like Tom Brady.
I was talking all freaking year on that. I was hearing stuff about JJ McCarthy this, JJ McCarthy that.
That he was good.
I'm like, bro, he's not good. Like, CJ Stroud, they're gonna demolish him. No,
he's actually good.
He put up numbers against us. made us look silly. We had the number 5 rating defense. It made our defense. Well, let me say, he made our second half team look silly.
I think
we were going. That's the thing. I know.
you know what it was. Joe Woods was there. Joe Woods was there. I'm convinced. Joe Woods had to be there.
We went into halftime with a lead. Came out that third quarter. Let them get a big play.
Another big play.
It was still close though. Up until like that 5-6 minute mark in that fourth quarter, it was a game. We had a game. Like that, the score doesn't show the game it was because they didn't really like take off to put us out the game until like that 5 minute mark in the fourth quarter. That's really when it got out of hand. Up until that, we were in it. We were within the score or scoring the field goal like the whole entire time. So the score to that game doesn't show the full type of game it was because those last 2 touchdowns were like garbage touchdowns. We let him break off a run and then I remember how the last touchdown was scored, but still, we were in it to like that 5 minute mark in the fourth quarter, and we didn't lose to a terrible. Like we can't like Michigan right now is ranked number 2 in the country. Like we didn't lose to a bad team. But that's just a game you literally can't lose. Like I don't care if they're good or what, you can't lose to Michigan. You can't. That was your playoff game. That was to put you in the playoffs. That was for CJ Stroud to have his Heisman moment, to go secure his Heisman trophy this year, to possibly secure him as the number 1 pick. That was to secure Ryan Day as being proven a good coach. That was for everything, and they lost it. Now Ryan Day, he's lost back-to-back years to Michigan. CJ Stroud never beat Michigan. That defense got embarrassed. Everyone's wondering now, like, is Ohio State even good? Were they overrated? That was the first game I've ever watched where I've been like, wow, Ohio State was bad. Like, I've never watched an Ohio State game where I've been like, wow, that other team was a lot better than us, or wow, like we played really bad. Like we actually looked bad. That's the first time in my life I've ever watched. We've lost and stuff, but I've never watched an Ohio State game where I've been like, wow, we look bad. Like we're bad, and I don't understand why. I think again, it came down to it being that rival game, and I think they got in their heads too much.
I was at the barbershop getting my hair cut, and the whole barbershop vibe was.
Yeah, it was. I think that defense. The errors they made, it often cost us the game. Like they let way too many big plays happen. Way too many. That secondary was getting thrown all over. Big play after big play. Like they look like the Browns. Like that secondary was.
And that's why I didn't call you, man. It's okay to cry.
I already let it out.
You let it out?
Yeah, I let it out. Okay. I canceled everything the next day.
Sorry, man.
I didn't come out my room. It was rough.
It was definitely rough.
It was definitely
rough. Speak to the camera and tell them how you feel.
I can't even face the camera.
You can't face it
until we see some more good news. Like at least the Browns won. So if the Browns would have lost, on top of that,
it would have been a Bucky weekend. You want to know why? Cavs lost to the Bucks. The Browns beat the Bucks, and the Bucks lost to Michigan. So it was a Bucky weekend.
I don't think I would have.
It was crazy. We all the teams played the Bucks.
Yeah, except that Sunday though, Browns won and Cavs won on that Sunday. We lost that past game, but on that Sunday, the Browns and Cavs won. They gave us a little bit of hope, a little bit feeling better. But if they would have lost, I'm telling you, if the Browns would have lost that Sunday, I might have canceled the episode. You might have to catch me next week.
Because
I was worried about
decide
if I was going. I still don't know if I'm happy or sad. Like Deshaun's coming back, and the Browns won, so
I can see a little glare in your eyes.
But Ohio State,
it's okay.
Like
you can give me a hug, bro. It's all right. It's okay, man.
It's
okay, man.
Bro. Like Ohio State. Why? I don't understand. But somehow we got
a Michigan fan that just walked in.
So yeah, I had to watch the game with a Michigan fan too. So imagine that happening to be in the same house as that. For the rest of the day. Like I don't want to talk.
I ain't even gonna look at the guy. He's staring dead at me too. But
all the Michigan fans are gonna come out now. Where were they on the 10-year losing streak? They were nowhere to be found. Now they won 2 years and they're all back now.
It's cool.
We'll be back next year for that win with our new quarterback, our new 5-star.
With Deion Sanders as coach. Yeah, Primetime gonna be the coach for Ohio State next year.
That's the thing too. Well, first let me say this: Ohio State isn't completely out the playoffs yet. There is a small chance. We ranked that we're down to number 5 in the latest rankings, but
We're not making the playoffs.
I don't think so either.
You think
But
so?
if USC or TCU loses next week, they're both in the conference championship games against. I forgot who they're playing.
We
But
play Michigan again.
It's possible,
Man,
but
hey,
if either of them loses, TCU's 3, USC's 4. If either of them loses, there are talks
I
about
ain't gonna
giving
hold
Ohio
y'all.
State that 4th spot.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. If they play Michigan,
But we wouldn't even play Michigan in the just
I
imagine.
want
So
Michigan. I don't care
just
about nobody
but
else.
just listen to this. Listen. So if TCU's 3 and USC's 4, right? So say one of them loses. Our most likely option is USC. If USC loses, it brings a lot of talk. A lot of people think Ohio State might snag that 4th spot and still make the playoffs because I
Then
think
who we
I
gonna
think
play?
they might. We play Georgia.
Oh,
We play Georgia, and
now
now
that's a
listen to
different-
this. That would mean Michigan and TCU face. If we both win, we get a rematch against Michigan in the championship.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Ohio State versus Michigan in the championship.
That
game.
would be the
Listen,
game of the year,
I'm
game
going.
of the century.
I'm going.
We get our rematch. Imagine that
I'm
though.
suiting up. I'm suiting up.
Just imagine that though.
Me and Ed, we suiting up.
Your revenge game against Michigan is in the championship.
All I need is Ed to throw me like 5 passes and they not gonna even hold me. I'm just being dead honest with you. Like, if y'all go to the championship, just give me a call. I'll be ready. I'm already ready.
Just imagine that though. Imagine we get our revenge against Michigan in the championship. That would, oh my goodness, that'd be the best.
Oh, I'm going to Detroit. Planting the flag in Detroit. Like, what's up? What's game
and
now?
they want to put the flag on our field and stuff.
Yeah.
I really couldn't even watch that video. I didn't even want to see it. After
no, I'm gonna just plant a flag in the middle of Detroit. Like, what's good? What's up? We own y'all now.
No, I didn't.
Everywhere. Ohio State. Put it on everything.
I didn't even want to watch that video of them planting the flag at Ohio State. I didn't even want to watch it because I still feel the pain to this day of when Baker did it.
I don't know. I would have drove up. It'd have been some fish flying. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop.
They did it though. When the players went in the locker room is when they did it. They knew they wasn't going to get out there. The players would have. And but that'd be a heck of a story. Get your revenge against them in the championship game. I think the playoff community, they want to see that. They want that. They know that's
gonna bring a lot of money.
That's a heck. Ohio State versus Michigan in the championship game, the rematch. Everyone wants to see that. You want to see a rivalry game in the championship. That never happens. You never get your rivalry game in the championship. Everyone wants to see that. Everyone wants to see that. So I think that is going to play a part in the committee's minds.
If we play Michigan in the championship game,
it's possible. It's really possible. It's not. All we need is USC to lose, and we'd have to take because I think TCU, they don't belong in the top 4. Man, they're not a top 4 team. They're going to be just like Cincinnati. Then Cincinnati get the 4th spot or something last year, or whatever the team was. A team that goes undefeated against not greatest teams, and they're going to get blown out. TCU is like, no. I think it's better off letting us and USC in the playoffs, but that's not going to happen because they're not going to. If TCU wins, they guarantee their spot. But they don't belong in there. They really don't. I think they're going to get destroyed against Michigan. I think they're losing by, it's like TCU's had a lot of close games. I looked up their schedule and stuff they've had this year, and they had a lot of close games this year. A lot of games that they
got a great receiver, that Johnson kid.
But
that's it.
He's not doing nothing. Michigan is the number 1 rated defense this year. He's not doing nothing. What, you think he's better than Jackson Smith and Jigba? No. And look what he did against Michigan. Nothing. Well, he did have not Jackson. Oh my! See, they got me so frustrated. Marvin Harrison, man. I'm talking about. I'm just missing.
What about Flemings?
We're talking about this.
The first time I'm on camera, he just got mad. He's like, man, we ain't even gonna talk about that.
I miss Marvin. I miss Jackson Smith Jigba.
That's your favorite player.
I'm saying his name now when I'm not supposed to be saying him. But Marvin Harrison, he's TCU's receiver. I guarantee you isn't better than him. And Marvin Harrison really only had one big play. So TCU isn't doing nothing against Michigan. They're getting destroyed. And if Ohio State could somehow snag that 4th spot, upset Georgia, the rematch happens.
That's gonna be hard to upset Georgia.
Oh no, it
Georgia-
definitely is.
Georgia-
It's we still got a long way to go. I don't even know if this will happen. I don't know if we'll get that playoff spot, but it's possible. Got a small little bit of hope. Browns give you a small little bit of hope in Ohio State.
We ain't gonna talk about the Cavs.
No.
They got whooped. Molly, I just want to
Yeah.
say.
No, we're not. We're gonna
We're
just
not-
say that.
Yeah, we're just gonna save that. He don't want to talk about it.
We've had enough frustrating stuff this episode. We're just gonna end it there.
We're not gonna end it. I have a shout out to
We have to get some
this
water.
school called Alfred Bennett. First game today. I am the assistant head coach for Alfred Bennett, and it's our first game against Miles Park. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them because I know they've been waiting for this first game. Everybody at Alfred Bennett, I'm giving y'all a shout out on here on Come On Red 9. We're gonna turn up today. 5 o'clock at Miles Park. So if y'all want to come support Alfred Bennett. The black and gold. Even though it's the good black and gold, it ain't the other black and gold.
Yeah.
This is the good black and gold.
Hopefully you guys get that win.
I hope so too, man. I'm
Hopefully
nervous.
We'll come back next episode with some good news.
If we don't win, I just ain't gonna mention it.
You're not gonna mention it?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing. He said, "Yeah, I will."
Well,
I ain't gonna mention it.
good luck to you guys. And
Thank you, man.
that'll do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys get the win. Hopefully next week we'll come back
Oh yeah.
more happy.
And don't forget, y'all see that button on the bottom? Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. And can't forget to hit the bell. For
We looked on the thing,
post
man.
notification.
Y'all be watching it, but y'all don't be subscribing.
Yeah, like
And don't.
just hit.
I'm gonna buy him some Black Forces, and we can pull up and make y'all. No, I'm just playing, but
It's
please
free.
like, comment, and subscribe.
It's free. Just
It's
hit the
free.
button.
Come on, do that for us.
But as always, we will see you guys next week. That'll do it for this episode, and we're out.
We out.